talked about food, power couples.
Oh, yes.
What about superfoods? Are we still using the term superfoods?
Superfoods, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what's
That's
the most?
a good term.
Yes, it's a good term. Perfect. What's the most underrated superfood?
So what I meant to say, it's a common term or a popular term. And from my perspective, there isn't one superfood, right?
Okay.
We want to have a variety of foods in our diet, and each food has a superpower. So you want to keep that variety. But was the question what's under or
what's
over?
the most underrated?
Underrated. Okay. So I kind of have two. One is prunes, right? We don't really hear a lot about prunes anymore unless you're, having some digestive issues. But actually, prunes can also help with, if you have like 5 to 6 prunes per day, there's research that it can help with reducing fractures, improving bone health. And then the other one is celery. I think years ago we talked a lot about celery. Everyone was eating celery. And we just think of it as just being something bland, tasteless. It has a crunch to it, lots of water. But there are some good nutrients there too. There's like some potassium, there's vitamin C there's fiber. You can use the leaves also in smoothies. So maybe those two.
Okay. And last question before you continue with your next recipe is the most overrated healthy food trend.
The most overrated health. Oh, there's so many.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna say only because I prefer the alternative. I think juicing.
Yes.
When for me, it's like just don't strain out all the goodness. Just
Yeah.
blend it all together. So
Yeah.
like smoothie versus just the juice. Yeah, but I mean, people like juicing too, so I don't want to yuck on people's yums, but I would just
Okay. Last one before I leave you to it. Favorite comfort food after a long shift?
Yeah. I already had mine. So
Yes.
Oh, what was your
What's
comfort
yours?
food? I missed it.
peanut butter
Oh,
on
peanut butter.
anything.
Oh, peanut butter on anything. Favorite comfort food. Peanut butter is a good one. I'm going to say. Oh no.
You stumped. You stumped
You don't
the
know?
chef.
I'll let you can think about it while you introduce the next.
Okay. I'll think.
While you think about that before we introduce the next,
Sorry.
any other holidays?
Holidays.
Food
Or comfort foods.
comfort foods? Yes.
Chocolate.
Oh,
Chocolate, of
yes.
course.
I don't know if that's a comfort food for me, but it's so good. I like it all. Any other comfort foods?
Gelato.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
A lot of sweet tooths coming around.
Again, our audience from home, let us know what your comfort
Yes,
food
let
is
us know
too.
if you're watching.
Has that helped you?
No.
No.
I just, it's whatever's in front of me, then I will eat it, and it will provide comfort.
Interestingly enough, we have peanut butter here.
We do. We have peanut butter. We have apples for our apple
Yes.
holiday.
Yes.
That was mentioned. We have some quinoa as well. That was mentioned earlier. So we are making some spiced apple quinoa bites. Snacks. Speaking of comfort food, I'm a big snacker. So anything snacky is going to provide me comfort. But it's helpful to have snacks accessible that maybe have a little extra protein or fiber or nutrients, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, and dates. Okay, we have dates. For a second, I thought we had prunes.
You can use prunes
You
in
can
this.
use prunes in this
Instead
too,
of dates,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So yes, so you're getting a good amount of protein, a good amount of fiber, and they're small.
Yes.
And so the great thing about them being small is that if you have a poor appetite, then it's not going to overwhelm you. And you can have it, small amounts throughout the day. Great for that. Also, if you're trying to become more active, it's good to have some protein, some fiber to sustain your energy. So it's good as a pre-workout, post-workout. That's it. Full stop.
Full stop. Okay, so I have some equipment up here. You can do this by hand, and it's really the dates or any dried fruit that needs to be chopped up. So as long as you can just chop up the date, then you can just mix everything by hand, and it will form together. The dried fruit is sort of necessary. It's going to provide some sweetness, but it's sort of our binder for the whole thing. It sort of pulls everything together. So like Daniela mentioned, prunes would be a great substitute. You can use prunes instead. You can use raisins. We're just going to be using dates in this case. Yes, dried cranberries. Yeah, you can use dried cranberries as well. So food processor is just a workhorse that makes everything much easier for us. So I'm going to throw all the dates in there, about half a cup, give or take. You can use almond butter or peanut butter. We have to include Daniela's comfort food, of course.
It looks like crunchy peanut butter, but I guess in this case it doesn't really matter because you're
It doesn't matter.
curating it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I like crunchy peanut butter.
Okay.
I didn't have to whisper that. Okay. Some peanut butter and then some quinoa. We're going to add a little bit of quinoa to this. Quinoa is something a little bit different, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we'll lean on oats. Oats are so great. I love oats. I think we probably talk about oats too much. That's why I'm quinoa.
Yeah, we do talk a lot about oats.
You can't talk about oats too much. Okay, good. Only because oats, another whole grain. Right?
Yes.
Very easy to use. Like I don't have to do anything to it. As long as it's a flaked oat, I can go ahead and just add it directly to the machine. Okay, so that's a substitute for the quinoa. Quinoa is just something a little bit different.
And it's gluten-free.
It is gluten-free.
Yeah.
And you were telling me something that it's similar nutrition
Yes.
profile.
Yes, similar. So in our first recipe, we used farro. And quinoa and farro are very similar because their protein, the protein per serving is the same, and same with the fiber. The only difference is that the quinoa is gluten-free. It also has a bit of a nutty flavor.
Yeah.
Texture is a bit different. So it's a great option to include.
Yeah. Just make sure that it's cooked.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we're adding it cooked. Follow the package, but it's pretty much the same. It's 2 parts liquid to 1 part of your quinoa. You bring it to boil, and once it starts boiling, reduce the heat to low, cover with a lid, and like 15 minutes until it absorbs all the water, and then you kind of set it aside. Okay, so that's sort of your go-to. Similar suggestion, if you like using quinoa, make a big batch and freeze it, like we talked about earlier with the fado, and then you can integrate it into your different dishes, and that cooking process, that more labor-intensive prep is done. Okay, so just big batch, cook the grains.
I have a did you know about quinoa. Quinoa is, we talk about it as part of the whole grains, but it's actually a pseudo cereal grain. And do you know why that is? No. Do you know why it is, Jeremy?
Sorry, I don't know why it is.
It's because we're using the seed of the grain crop. So it's an edible seed of the grain crop. So it's called a pseudo cereal grain. And seeds prepared and eaten similarly to grains. Others are buckwheat and amaranth. Yeah. Not sure what you're going to do with that knowledge. I don't know if it's really nutrition knowledge, but
next time you get a little tip.
Yeah. You're at a party and say, that's really a pseudo cereal.
That's the kind of party I want to be at. All right. Spices. Whatever you like. We're having cinnamon, some ground ginger, some ground nutmeg, some of like your traditional autumnal. Autumnal. I knew I was going to ruin that.
Fall.
Spices. But you can use whatever you want. For flavor, vanilla would be really good. Cardamom, whatever you like in there. And that's it. We're going to start to pulse this up. Just to start to break down the dried fruit, the peanut butter. The quinoa is going to start to break down a little bit, but the quinoa is so small that it'll dodge the blade a little bit.
You're giving them personalities. What's yours? What's his sassiest? Was it a vegetable?
Yes.
What do you think is the sassiest vegetable or food?
I'm going to say chives.
Chives. Okay.
I don't have a reason. They were in my fridge, and it's the first thing that popped into my head.
They're so sassy,
They
don't need a reason.
You know what? They don't look like they have a lot of personality. It's just like, it looks like grass.
Yes.
But it does have a lot of personality. They're actually pretty potent. So there you go. A lot of personality.
I thought of that question just because you were saying the quinoa was trying to dodge the blade, and I thought, ooh, quinoa's pretty sassy.
Okay, so all mixed together, and if I were to compact this, it will sort of hold its shape. So that's what I'm looking for, right? So you can kind of see that's going to hold its shape. I didn't put the apples in yet. The reason I did not put the apples in is because they're fresh apples. And if I start to pulse them down too much, we're going to release a lot of that moisture, and it's going to make these very, very wet and very hard to roll. Okay? So what I like to do is I'll just toss the apples in at the end, and I'm not going to actually pulse them up. This is another reason if you didn't want to use a food processor and just chop everything by hand, then you can do that as well, and you won't have to worry about the liquid coming out. So apples, you can grate them with a grater, cheese grater. That's probably the easiest way. If you want to chop them up, practice your knife skills. Apples are a great way to do that, to practice your knife skills. So I'll show you. I have a little slice here, and just very carefully run along that slice to create like little matchsticks. Okay.
Matchsticks.
And then we're going to take those matchsticks, we'll turn them, and then we'll cut across those matchsticks.
And I like that you kept the skin on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The color is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And then we have these small little pieces. Okay. Again, you can just use a cheese grater if you're not super comfortable with your knife, and just get the shreds of the apple, which is absolutely fine. And then we'll take this to the machine. Actually, you know what I
Want me to hold it?
So I don't want to. You can just hold that for the rest of the class.
Okay.
We'll get a bowl to make things a little bit easier. I like to avoid doing as many dishes as possible, but just in this case, we'll transfer it into a bowl. And it's I don't know if you can smell it. I know
I can smell the peanut butter.
the peanut butter,
I
but
can
the
smell the
spices,
peanut butter.
the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and all those spices.
Maybe it's
as
because I
well.
like peanut butter.
You know, the peanut
I
butter.
can smell the peanut butter.
You know,
We were talking about superfoods.
Yes.
It made me think of acai berries. So I think that's an overrated one. Sometimes we go, the superfoods are like unattainable or expensive and rare. But we really have the same in our current pantry or kitchen or farmer's market, and bring it full circle back to Apple Appreciation Day. Same amount of antioxidants in apples as acai berries. So great, have the acai berries, but don't feel like you have to it's a superpower food. Apples are just as good, and having the variety, what's local, what's frozen, go for that.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think sometimes when we have these trendy foods,
Yes.
the price
Goes
also
up
goes
too.
up.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's a great way to sort of avoid that. Okay, that's it. So now you have this amazing little mixture, and you can create these little sort of golf ball size bites or squares or whatever you like. But we're gonna hurry things up.
Do you like
because I
peanut
did
butter too?
advance.
Assata?
Yeah, yes, definitely. Liking this, loving this, and I love the magic of television. Oh,
Magic
just
of
Ah,
Yes,
oh
yes,
my.
as well. So you have your little bites ready to go again with the crunchy apples and the oats and the spices.
Perfectly round,
The
right?
spices.
How did you get them perfectly round? Is that just a chef trick?
So no. So what you can do if you have gloves, it's a lot
Yes.
easier because it doesn't stick. If you're using your hands, use a little bit of water or even a little bit of oil on it. And you
Okay.
can roll
Oh,
that way.
okay.
Or another fun gadget, they have the mini ice cream scoops. And those are super easy,
okay.
and you can scoop it. This mixture is a little bit looser. You might need a little bit of force to compact it, but those are great tools as well. And then you can leave it as is or roll it in a little cocoa. It's completely up to you. I know we have
What's my
some
peanut
chocolate
butter?
fans here. We have our little bites. And
I'll add that for healthcare workers, often busy, you don't have time sometimes to jump into your set meal times, this might be a good way to
Exactly.
have to satiate yourself in between shifts. I don't have time to sit down and have my lunch, but I can grab this on the
Yes.
go. You
Yes, I would totally agree because it has some protein, it has some fiber, so it'll sustain your energy for longer, and it also has that little bit of chocolate appeal, right? That because sometimes, you know, especially overnight, if you're working shift work or overnight, sometimes you start to have cravings. And it's hard to get away from those cravings for chips or chocolate. So this kind of is an in-betweener.
Or children's lunchboxes.
And children's lunch.
Oh,
Well, I don't. The nuts. We have a problem with the nuts.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. We have to do something different. What would you
And you
suggest?
can do this. You could do this
Okay.
without the nuts, as long as
Yeah.
you have. What I would do is just add a little bit more dried fruit. Yeah, because it's the dried fruit that's really going to compact everything together.
Yeah.
So if you left the peanut butter out,
Yeah,
up the dried fruit a little bit,
Hmm.
and then add the rest.
Yeah.
as you
and I guess they also have like butters, nut butter, not
Oh,
like
seed
seed butters.
Seed
thing,
butters,
okay.
yeah, it depends on the
Or a
rolls.
pea butter.
That
Okay.
sounds.
No, am I making things up now?
No, I think there might be
I'm
something.
making things up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we good for time? Do you have time
Yes.
for a bonus question?
Absolutely.
Okay, your bonus question. Oh wait, did you already show the?
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so one dish. If you have one dish to show how food can support both physical and mental well-being, what are you making? What's in it, and why?
Wow.
Okay, so I think my go-to, and this is kind of a comfort food too for me. There's a dish called ribolita. We have a few recipes of this on our website. Actually, it is a stew. It's a hearty stew with essentially a lot of leftover ingredients, beans, a lot of veg, broth, and usually day-old torn-up bread inside. So very hearty. It's meant to be very budget friendly, but it's even though it is very budget friendly, the nutrition, the wellness of it is still very accessible. So yeah, that would be right.
And it sounds like it's also high in protein.
It's called ribolita.
Oh,
I'm testing your Italian skills, which it means reboiled,
okay.
which is not so pleasant in that translation, but it's
It sounds better in Italian.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. It's this idea of recooking leftover ingredients to make this a really sort of harmless dish.
Lovely. And Daniela, your bonus
Uh-huh.
question is: what's one small but mighty nutrition tip that you can share for healthcare workers to support their overall well-being?
Oh my gosh. I think it goes back to these energy bites or things that you can make in advance so that you can then just bring to work with you and be less tempted to have the junk food that's around. It's not to say that there isn't a place for junk food. There is, but you want to also balance it up with some nutritious food. I would say it also should have some protein and fiber. The protein, the fiber together will help you sustain your energy for longer, and the protein also is important for building muscle and taking care of yourselves also as healthcare workers, the stress that you're under as well. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Awesome, Assata, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well done. I love those questions.
So super professional.
How long did it take you to come up with those questions?
2 seconds.
All right.
I'm fangirling forever.
Wow.
And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. Thanks, everyone, for watching online. Just a reminder, if you're watching online, the recipes will be out tomorrow. You're here today, you have the recipes, and you'll get to try the recipes shortly. Our next class is in November.
In November. We never know the date.
Third Thursday,
Third Thursday of the month.
which
Yeah.
Daniela is looking up now. If you're watching online, you can subscribe. That would be awesome.
20th.
And it reminds you, and it's the 20th. So the
20th.
20th of November, we'll be back, 12 to 1, and you can join us then. Otherwise, go Jays go, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.